All right, guys. I had a request several days ago, actually, talk about this topic. Jim Boylen and the Chicago Bulls. All right. Now, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, and it pains me to see what my team and many other Bulls fans, what our team has become. Now, the only silver lining in this situation is our record is atrocious. All right. I'm glad we had that big victory against the San Antonio Spurs. Hopefully, that's an omen of things to come. One thing that doesn't get talked about much about the Bulls is that we've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Okay? Now, I thought what management did to Fred Hoiberg was kind of raw. They knew fully well that injuries were hurting the Bulls. I don't care how great a coach you are. I'm not saying that Fred Hoiberg is a great coach at all. I'm not saying he's great. But if you don't have the personnel, the weapons, the pieces put in place for your team to be effective, even the greatest coaches can only they can only motivate mediocrity and banality, but so far. You have to have the pieces in place. And I thought it was kind of messed up that they did it to Fred Hoiberg. Now, with Jim Boylen, the stunt that he pulled, I saw that more as PR. Okay? I think he wanted just to set the tone that he's a no-nonsense coach, blah, 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 army hat on, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? He's goddamn Major Payne and General Patton, and, you know, he's all of these authoritarian figures all rolled into one and shit. But I thought it was just more politics, man, or politics. I thought that's basically what that was. Now, of course, when players play back-to-backs, they're not supposed to have a practice right after that. A lot of people kill me when they say this. Now, I understand the anger that some people feel like, well, these guys are making so much money, why can't they practice? And, you know, if I was making so much money, you know what, you'd be the first one whining. Because let's be honest, man. I remember being a teenager. Oh, so long ago. Jesus, but to be a teenager again. I'm telling you, man, anybody subscribe to me that's 16, 17, 18, oh my God, enjoy it. Because as you get older, man. But I remember those days, man, playing basketball and then going playing football. And even then, I wake up in the morning sore. Okay? Wake up pretty sore, especially I remember like my calves. Now, imagine playing a full 48-minute game, right? Where you're burning probably 4,000 calories and putting your body through so much. And this is the thing. When I was a teenager, I played exclusively defense. I did not even then at age 16, 17, 18, I didn't have the energy to play offense and defense. Even then, I used to suck wind. I'm like, hey, man, I can't, you know, I couldn't do it. When we were on the offensive end, man, I just try to go for offensive rebounds. I didn't even want to shoot the ball sometimes. I used to try to rest on offense. You know how most people try to rest on defense? I tried to rest on offense. I I didn't want to shoot for shit. It was some games, man, I did not shoot. Only thing I used to do was tip in. I was like Dennis. I didn't have Dennis Rodman ability, but I was basically like Dennis Rodman, man. I just focused on defense, and I did not want to shoot the basketball. And if I did shoot, I used to want to shoot fucking threes back then. And there's some shit. I'm just the same motherfucker that abhors the 3-point shot today. I'm always talking about how, oh God, he shoot too many threes. But back then I was a 3-point, like, I was a 3-point happy fucking dude, man. I used to love hoisting them joints up. Horrible 3-point shooter, by the way, too. But anyway, the point is, imagine playing the back-to-backs. You're playing back-to-back games. That's why oftentimes good teams lose to bad teams when they're playing back-to-backs. It's very excruciating. That's why they got rid of the back-to-back playoff games. I think sometime in the late 90s they got rid of them. I remember the Bulls-Knicks series in 96. Was it game 3 and game 4 of the Eastern Conference semis were back-to-backs. I definitely remember that. Some other Bulls games, earlier on were back-to-backs. So they got rid of that because the players were saying it was too demanding. Now imagine playing back-to-back and then you're doing practice, scrimmages, workouts, 2-hour, 3-hour workouts. See, players need recovery time. Players need recovery time. They need that rest to recover, to get their bodies back in shape to play another game, to play at the top level. If they don't do that, these guys are going to get run ragged, and you're running the risk of injury then. Then you're seriously running the risk of injury when you're overplaying guys. You know what I'm saying? Some people felt like Tom Thibodeau used to run Jimmy Butler ragged. Jimmy Butler didn't complain about it because Jimmy Butler's a soldier. Jimmy Butler's a baller. He gonna go out there and play. But I know Jimmy Butler was like sometimes like, God damn, coach. Fuck, 47 minutes? 48 minutes? God damn, can I rest? Everybody's not Will Chamberlain. Everybody can't play 48.5 minutes per fucking minute game in a season, including overtimes. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why the Chicago Bulls players complain to the league about this dude. You know what I'm saying? I still think that it was a publicity stunt by Jim Boylen. He's a protege of Popovich. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make a name for himself. And I think he's not going to pull too much of that shit anymore. I just think that was just him making his mark, But players need rest, man. That's why during the off season, these guys actually need to get their bodies. Don't take this the wrong way. These guys generally still try to stay in shape. But a lot of these guys actually need their bodies to kind of get a little out of shape to recover from the rigors of the season. You know what I'm saying? That's why some guys who might, during a regular season, especially when they're in their 20s, they might be 6'4" and their playing weight is like 195 or something. But during the summertime, they might get up to 205 or something like that. Now that's not much, but they actually need their body to kind of get out of shape a little bit to recover. So that's how I feel about that in particular, man. I think that the Chicago Bulls, I think now that some of the guys are coming back from injury, I think they're going to still be a sub 500 team, obviously. But I think they're going to probably finish with, I'm being an optimistic Bulls fan here. I'm going to say mid-20s wins, 27-55. I know it's still a horrible record, but it's a better win percentage than what we got right now. And I'm looking toward the future. I do like the fact that they deactivated Jabari Parker. I don't like him. I didn't like him with the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's not a fit for the Chicago Bulls organization. Chicago Bulls organization has always been an organization that prided itself on hustle and defense. And any guy that talks about we don't get paid to play defense, I don't like that mentality. And as a Bulls fan, I don't want him part of the team. Now, Zach LaVine, he's not a good defensive player, but he's pretty much right now our best offensive player. So take that for what it's worth. But we need a more dynamic system than just relying on Zach LaVine scoring. We're not going to win a lot of playoff games. Fuck, I'm talking about playoffs. Jesus Christ. We're not going to win a lot of games, period, with that type of offensive philosophy. But I want to end this video on this note right here. I think the real problem with this team is upper management. I think Gar Forman and John Paxson have done a horrible job in management, and I think he needs to be replaced. All right? It's something with John Paxson. I don't know what's going on, but I remember he got into it with, was it Vinny Del Negro? Years ago, he had a shouting match. I remember rumors that him and Tom Thibodeau used to go at it. I think that ever since John Paxson has become firmly ensconced in that role as vice president of basketball operations, I think he's become a premier asshole, and I think that he's become egotistical, and I don't think he likes to have his authority or anything questioned. I don't know this guy at all. I don't know John Paxson, but I get the feeling, man, he's one of these. I won 3 championships. No, motherfucker. You hit a big shot, I'll give you that. All right? You hit some big shots in 91 finals, but Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and to a lesser extent, Horace Grant won those championships. You tagged along, all right? But I think that management is the problem, man. I think they need to axe both those guys. Be honest with you, they need to get rid of all of the ownership, all the way up to Jerry Reinsdorf. Jerry Reinsdorf needs to go. All right, he's been the owner for so long. He's a fossil. I think he's only interested in profits. As long as there's profitability with his team, he's satisfied. That's why I didn't like him even in the Jordan years. They didn't appreciate what the hell was going on, what was going on, that speciality was going on in Chicago. They didn't appreciate it, and they broke their team up a little bit prematurely. And I still resent, Bulls fans to this day still resent him and Jerry Krause. I understand Jerry Krause no longer with us, but we still resent those motherfuckers, man. So that's all I got to say about that, man, because now I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm thinking about the Bulls dynasty and how they broke it up.